how to generate more power in your striking. Can a small guy actually perform very hard punches? And the answer is yes. How exactly, and is it depending on the muscles? We're gonna find out today. First of all, we have to understand where the power is coming from. And the one point of the actually powerful striking is your body weight. How to include your body weight into the punching or kicking, into the striking. If you're a bigger guy, you have a bigger potential on the one side. If you have big muscles, you as well have a bigger potential, but only on the one side. What I mean by that, so if we are speaking about striking, we have to understand that the power that I'm able to generate depends on few things, not only on my muscles and on my body weight, but it's also very important. And if I have the big muscles, the big body weight, and I'm not able to put it inside the motion, then I will not strike very powerful. So the first thing we have to learn how to use our leg extension, push from the ground to actually put all my body inside the punch. We have few options for that. We can jump towards the target and all my body weight will fly that direction. But that's not very effective. That's why we mostly use a little push from the legs that gives us momentum to start, and then we have to twist our body for the most punches and kicks as well. So if we are using the spinning momentum of the body, we're not losing the balance or moving in not very good direction. We are remaining balanced and spinning on the spot, including all body mass. That's why we have to train this specific push, as we call it, start for the punch, and specific spinning motion that we basically mostly use our abs and back to continue this pushing start momentum from the leg into higher body parts, into the hands, for example. Only this spinning motion and push helps us to actually put all our body weight in the motion of the actual strike. This is number one resource of the power of striking. Second resource for the very hard punching is maybe even more important thing. It's a speed, quickness of the punch. If we are spinning and pushing with very much power, we can actually move maybe even mountains. But it is not making punch more powerful. Why? Because the connection actually defines power of the punch, not the actual muscle power that is behind the movement. So we're speaking about the damage that I can provide at specific point. Is it a knockout power? Or it's just very powerful push we want, so it has actual knockout potential. That's why the speed of a limb, hand, or a foot or a leg is maybe even more important, because as I remember, the formula for actual damage is depending much more on the speed than on the mass. If I'm a big guy and I'm moving slowly, not gonna happen. If I'm a small guy and I'm moving very fast, then I'm able to gain much more power of punching power, actually damaging the surface. And if I have big muscles and big mass and I'm moving quick, very fast, then I'm actually producing enormous amount of damage to the surface that I'm contacting with. So that's why speed of a limbs, speed of a hands and leg is more important than the body mass. Unfortunately, a lot of us have this specific stiffness in muscles when we train too much, and we're not able to release the hands so they could fly independent and contact the surface on necessary speed. We're too stiff. So that's why we have to include in the training process specific ways to train actually quickness and speed of the punches. They should be light, almost without any mass, having a very quick, very fast movements. Then we are adding to it a little bit of mass, and then we connect with the surface. But it's not that much about your actual physical abilities, I mean the power or the speed, as it depends on your coordination. So you have to train specifically to actually reach this maximum speed of your punches and kicks. So the speed is maybe the most important thing of a power punching. It is strange because we try to punch hard and we have to do it very fast, so it actually is hard, powerful punch. But that's just the way it is. Third source of a power punch, of actually damaging, knocking someone out, is almost a secret knowledge. Stay with me on this one. Imagine that you have a metal ball weighing 1 pound and you're throwing it with a certain speed. It flies and hitting the surface, leaving a mark, and that's our power of this connection. Hit, the power hit. We take absolutely the same weight, 1 pound, but a chain, which is also metal, and throw it with the same speed. And as it flies, it starts to bend and the contact becomes more soft, and that's how we don't get this damage on the surface. So the secret knowledge, the third point of a very damaging, very powerful striking, is your structure. Because if you throw your hand, it doesn't weigh enough and it's very soft if it's relaxed, which we actually need to get the maximum speed. But when we contact the surface, we have to make a beautiful structure. We have to contact our wrist to the rest of the hand, to the rest of the body, to the rest of the legs. And then for one moment, we become very stiff, just like a metal statue, but only for this specific moment. If we do it too early, we don't have the speed. If we do it too late, we don't have the structure. We don't have the mass into the surface. But if we do it just right in time, then punch becomes very effective, very damaging, and it has actual knockout potential. So that's why this understanding of a hard and powerful punches actually is lying beyond our muscles and body weight, because mostly it depends on coordination. Of course, if we're pushing, throwing, trying to wrestle, yes, the mass and the muscles are also very important. But if we speak about actually striking, then it's mostly matter of coordination. How you are trained to use your body weight, plus how you train to use your speed with the relaxed hands. And how are you trained to contact these two together at a certain moment of time? You know, as they say, if you're very fast, then timing can beat that. Even if we're not speaking about the moment of the spar, because I shouldn't be in a place when he tries to actually punch me and I'm countering him. So I find the right moment and I do it and I succeed more. Yes, it's true. But again, if I throw the punch, the moment when I connect my body weight and the speed is very important. So this momentum, this small moment in time actually defines, it'll be a power punch, it'll be just a simple push. Just like they say, the power is less important than precision. The precision creates more power. So again, we are stepping outside of only power, muscle power and body weight and being athletic to actual understanding of creating of a power punch. Because it's more coordination and your understanding and your actual skills to connect all the dots together. That's what actually creates a very powerful and effective striking.